It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Niners and the Vikings. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that it's a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who love to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
It's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And off we go from Minneapolis. Deebo Samuel going to get a chance to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Here come the 49ers, and they are led by Brock Purdy. You know the story, taken last in the 2022 draft. The last two seasons, he has led the Niners deep in the playoffs, and it's his third season, Greg, as the QB for San Francisco.
Sometimes we can make NFL football so complicated, Mike. There's different schemes, the personnel, different approaches to how to play the game. But when it all comes down to it, the best teams in the league, they simply just find a way to win. It might look different week in and week out. It might take 40 passes or it might take 40 runs. It could be a shootout or a slugfest. It doesn't matter.
Right away, they're coming after him, and they get him. A sack on the opening snap of the game.
Mike, you said it. You mentioned just how loud it was, the energy in this building leading up to the opening kickoff. And with a sack like that on the first play of the game, this crowd's only going to get louder. And, man, we could feel it all the way up here in the booth.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. From the gun, it's Purdy. He'll locate his tight end, George Kittle. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. So Kittle comes in motion. Third down, Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete. That's great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively, setting up a 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft out of USC. It's Sam Darnold.
I think it's fair to say that the trajectory of his career hasn't gone exactly according to plan, but you don't get drafted as the 3rd overall pick unless you have a ridiculous amount of talent. He's bounced around a few places throughout his career. He's had some ups and downs, but when he's on his game, he is as talented a thrower as there is in the NFL, and an impressive outing today could go a long way in making him back a full-time starter.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And after After parting ways with the Packers, Jones kind of surprised some by staying in the NFC North. He signs with Minnesota, and he joins an offense that is loaded with talented skill players. So if he can continue to be the playmaker he's been throughout his career, they've got themselves a nice young group here in Minnesota, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's 1st and 10. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. Open man downfield, it's Addison. And another first down, and another big gainer. This time 23 yards.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
That's into the hands of Aaron Jones. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Yes, you have to operate out of the backfield like a traditional running back. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson, and it'll be 3rd down.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down. We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game, where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. That's a heck of a stop there defensively, Mike. 2nd and inches, you're thinking the 1st down is pretty much a formality, but not for this defense. They pack it in tight, they sell out on the run, and they're going to force this team to snap it again on 3rd down.
Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. They'll go play action with Darnold. This one is pulled in on the feet in bounds. Yes! Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
Reichard good with the extra point. The Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Samuel going to see what he can do. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. The NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Christian McCaffrey. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Vikings with the edge. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now Purdy. Now he'll run it. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
So Kittle comes in motion. On 1st and 10, Purdy. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. What do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's McCaffrey. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Now, fair catch, and he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Two minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll have more from Minneapolis after this. Darnold now on 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing on second down. Darnold. That's caught downfield by Jefferson.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of depth.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. Darnold to throw again. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. Third down coming up.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
What a pickup, a gain of 18, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Tried again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Here's Darnold again. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. 49ers offense going to take over here in the last minute of this 1st half. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score, as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. Play fake to McCaffrey. Now, Purdy. And that is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 74 yards. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. It's up and good. And the 49ers are on the board. It's now 14-7. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed left. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. It's a game of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. So we have reached halftime. These two teams separated by a touchdown. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime report. The Vikings got a solid first-half outing by their veteran quarterback, Sam Darnold. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. These two teams ready for the second half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. I think we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he'll work this forward to the 35. That's the safety, Talanoa Hufanga on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. They run it once more with Jones. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down. Third and 6. Darnold to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and None of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. There's Deebo Samuel and the rest of this Niners offense set to take over again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. So Kittle comes in motion. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down is Purdy. A throw on the move is caught.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Here's 3rd and 2. So Kittle comes in motion. Purdy now on 3rd and 2. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air again is Purdy. A short one there, caught by Kittle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. They'll throw again with Purdy. He's got his tight end, Kittle. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Niners first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
He gets it to Samuel, left side.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
2nd and 7. So Kittle comes in motion. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They need one right now. 3rd and long. To throw is Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete. That's great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively, setting up a fourth down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll start out first down and 10. Off the play fake, it's Darnold.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
It'll be a pickup of 10. It'll be a Vikings first down. They'll put Addison in motion. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Jones now on first and 10. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. In motion, it's Jefferson. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to have the first down yard across the 50 to the 48. This is Jones. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. The Niners will use their third and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. Out of the gun, they give it to Jones, and he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards.
A gain of 5 yards. It's now fourth down and 1.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And that one had too much behind it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. The Niners offense headed back to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. That play had set written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
One last shot now for Purdy. Gets this one into the hands of Juwan Jennings. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So a win here for the Vikings. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings, as we say so long from Minneapolis.